Hi and welcome. In this section, we're going to start looking at control flow. Now, in programming, we have something called control flow. And what control flow is just a way to tell the execution how the program should run and jump from one section to another. I can say control flow refers to the order of execution of the code. So the order of execution. So for example, if you're running a script, a JavaScript on the browser, the compiler will reach a point in a code that says, if this is true, do something else. Or at some point, it can even be told, do something X number of times before you move to the next order of execution. So that is control flow. It just refers to the order of execution of the code. So the control flow is what will control how the program runs and jumps from one section to another. Some examples of control flow that we are going to be looking at in this section will be conditional statements. Now, conditional statements, these are statements which take place or they are executed if a certain condition that has been set is true. For example, we can say if X is less than Y, then do whatever is in there. Else, if it is not true, do something else down here. So we are going to look at conditional statements, and you'll see exactly how you can write conditional statement using an if-else block, and we'll also look at the switch statement. And then you can also have loops. Now, what is a loop? A loop is an iteration. An iteration is just a way for you to tell the program that when you reach this section, do something a number of times. So you can say, for as long as X is less than 10, continue printing the number of students. Maybe these are marks. So you can say, as long as the number of students are less than 10, print the number of students so that you can get the top 10 students. And then we also have exceptions. Exceptions are basically just errors that will happen, just mishaps, bugs that will happen in your code. So when you're running an application, at some point you may come across exceptions, and you'll see that a program will exit when you reach that exception. So if you handle your exceptions, you'll be able to control how the program works. For example, if an exception occurs, you can say maybe just exit, but give the user some kind of a feedback, give them a message. Or you can also say, if an exception occurs, give them an opportunity to do something else. Or you can just quit the program altogether. And if you don't handle exceptions, that is when you'll see a program crash. So programs usually crash due to these exceptions. So in this section, we are going to look at conditional statements. We're going to look at exceptions. And then after that, in another part, we look at loops. So I will see you in the next video when we get started in looking at something about conditional statements. See you then.